Hello, everyone out there. This is Johnny from Prairie, and today I'm going to be talking with you about a fun project that you can do with your kids while you're at home and looking for some things to spend some time having fun, maybe away from those electronic devices. This is an easy project that your kids can help out or do almost entirely themselves, of course, with some adult supervision. Let's get started. So today we are going to be talking about a string art project. And here's an example of one that actually I worked on with one of my boys. And it took us a little bit of while to work on this together, but Charlie was able to do a lot of this work himself. He designed the layout of this. He wanted to put his name on it, and he wanted to put a print of his own hand on there. And it turned out looking pretty neat. Now, so to do this project, you'll just need a few simple supplies. Here we have some tape, any kind will do. I'm using some painters or masking tape. Any board, I have this one left over from a previous project. It's just a scrap. Up here we have some yarn or some string, whatever you have laying around will do. A hammer and nails, and your artwork inspiration that you'll be using to make your outline. Mine today is inspired by our 1859 balloon voyage exhibit. First, you're going to want to take your tape and use it to attach your artwork to your board. And you do want to make sure that it's attached very well all the way around, because you don't want your artwork to be shifting or moving while you are putting nails in, following your patterns of your lines around your art. So the next thing that you're going to do, and this is a great opportunity for kids to get involved if they haven't already done that taping, and to go around with a spacer that's about a ½ inch or so. I used a folding ruler and gave that to Charlie here so he could help out with this. And he's just making a mark where we're going to want to put each nail in. So he's going around and making these marks, but he is making sure that at the beginning and end of every line that we do put a nail, even if they're closer than that spacer allows. We want to make sure that we can outline each piece all the way and that there won't be any missing nails once we get to the part to tie the string on. So go ahead and make those marks, Charlie. Great. Next, we're going to put our nails into the project. So following all those lines that I had Charlie go around and measure out. Now we're going to go in and just get those nails started. Tap them in just a little bit to get them started. Because after you get them all started, then you can hand that project back off with maybe a littler hammer to go ahead and get those tapped in all the way. Whenever you're using a hammer, always remember to wear eye protection. So once you got your nails in there, and I just got a few of them started as an example for you here, then you can have your helper come around and tap those in all the way. And again, we are going to use this as our little spacer because you want those nails to be in there deep enough that when you put the string on that's a little bit tight, it won't pull the nails or tear them out of the project. So Charlie went around and he is going to nail these in all the way so that they're all flush with this ruler here. Go ahead, Charlie, show them. Okay, now you can see what it looks like after we've put the nails in, got them started, and then your helper has gone around and nailed them all in so that they all are pretty even. So don't worry about it if you get some that are a little bit higher than the others. You won't really be able to tell once you get the string in. And don't worry if they're a little bit crooked either, because once that string gets in, the color gets all filled in, it'll be really nice. Now, something that is important to note is that sometimes when you go around, and why it's good to make these little marks, is that you might get to a spot where, oh, that would be way too close to this nail to do it. So that's why it's good to make these marks ahead of time and plan out where you're going to put your nails so that you can make sure that if you get to a spot like this, just split it about in the middle. Same thing goes down here. We made these marks originally along this part of the basket, but that would be so tight to try to put string in between those nails that we just are going to make this basket all one shape. Okay? Okay, so now we got to try to rip our paper off, and don't worry about saving this picture because there's not really any way to save it. So you're just going to tear this paper off as best as you can to get all that remnants out away from those nails. And we'll take a look at that once it's all done. But yeah, this paper is going to rip, and there you go. Now you can still see the outline of your balloon that you left behind. Sometimes there's a little pieces of paper that get left there, but that's okay. We can pick those out. Now we're going to go through and we're going to remember what our picture looks like over here and use that picture to make sure that our pattern follows along with that picture. Okay, so now you can see that we have all of our nails and we removed our drawing. You can see I made a few rips here, but it's good enough that I can kind of keep this to look at to make sure that I can line up all my nails where I want colors, this to be one color and this to be a color and this to be a color. If you rip it up too much, when Charlie and I worked on his, it got ripped up quite a bit pulling it out. You can just print off another copy of that picture if you need it to refer to. Now we're going to go to our spot where we're going to go ahead and start tying some of the string on here. And I can show you how to start that by trying to just tie a few simple overhand knots. So we're just like the first part of tying your shoes. If you tie that a few times onto one of these nails, that'll get you started. Just a few times will do it and give us a nice sturdy starting point. Now, here's an example. I thought this might happen, but I ran out of string with this color. No big deal though. What I went ahead and did was just tie another close color that I had also to it, and you won't even be able to tell the difference. In fact, I think these two colors are going to look pretty cool. So don't worry if you run out of string in the middle of a section. If you have some other string that's close to the same color, just keep right on going. Now, when you get to the end and you feel like you got it pretty filled in, and I'm pretty happy with this, and you can choose to fill it in as much as you want. If you want it to be totally filled in and fill every little gap so that no wood is showing through, that's fine. I like how it looks right now, and I kind of want a little bit of that wood to peek through underneath, so I'm going to call it good right here with this string. But what I wanted to say is before you really try to finish it off, it's good to really wrap it around your last nail a few times. When you do that, that keeps that string a little bit tight, so it's going to be easier to either tie it in a knot, or sometimes it's easy to just put a little bit of super glue on the end of that. But that's your choice. It's easy enough to tie it the same kind of overhand knot over those nails to end it up. Now when you got it all filled in, all you have to do left is take some scissors, grown-ups help with this part, and just snip off those extra string. Just get rid of that at the end and at the beginning, and voila, we have one section done. Not too bad. Okay, on to the next one. All right, now that we got all of it done, we can do our big reveal and see. There's our balloon with all the colors filled in and the strings held on there nice and tightly so it won't go anywhere. Now you have a nice piece of artwork that you worked on. Hopefully you got some help from some smaller hands and you can put that up someplace in your house and be proud of it. Everybody have a great day.